Hi, this is Brian Van and
Jane
from Sport Bike Track Gear, sportbiketrackgear.com. No product. We're not going to try and sell you anything here. What we're going to do is talk a little policy, a little procedure, and a little philosophy for returns and exchanges. When you sell as much apparel as we do at this point, we've become a pretty high volume shop. You're going to get some exchanges.
Yes, we are.
Okay? The ratio, realistically, it translates to probably 2 or 3% of overall sales. So I'd say our sales guys on the phone and the website and the sizing charts doing a pretty good job for us.
Yes.
But perfection is impossible.
Yes.
Okay, so what we've done here to make this as easy as possible is we've developed essentially an entirely new for us return and exchange policy. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm Brian Van, I'm the president by the way, I'm going to go over a couple of the simple rules, okay? We want to make this as easy as we can for everybody. You know, we want to do things to avoid horrible things like restocking fees and all that stuff. The first thing I want to say is when you need to do an exchange or a return, the item that you're sending back needs to come back to us in essentially the same condition you received it in. What that means is it absolutely cannot be ridden in. Right?
Correct.
We have seen that a few times.
Yes, we have.
Those are uncomfortable phone calls.
Yes.
You know, nobody likes to make that. So guys, gals, you can't ride around in it. What you can do, for example, new helmet. They're all a little different. Let's say you're trying a new brand. You're going for a Sharky. You've never had one before. Put it on your head. Please leave the sticker on the helmet. Leave the tags hooked to it. Throw it on your head. Sit in your easy chair. Watch a little MotoGP. You know,
Make some dinner.
Yeah. You know, I mean, spend 10 minutes or so in it so that you get a feel for if it's going to have any hot spots. If it doesn't work out for you and you haven't been outside, it's not a problem. You take it off your head. You throw it in the box. We'll talk about the procedure you're going to follow in a minute, but it's an as you received it condition. We can resell that. It's not a problem. Same thing with jackets and stuff like that. Please don't ride in them. Don't go outside in them. Put them on. Sit around in them. Wear them. I mean, a suit. Watch TV in it. It's fine. But the minute it gets on the motorcycle and you go for a ride, it's pretty much yours. Okay. Beyond that, with your exchanges, the majority of the items, you know, there's going to be some shipping from us to you after we've received the return back from you. There's going to be a shipping fee. That's outlined clearly on the website. We keep that as up to date as possible. As long as you're going to, let's say you want to return something, we want to avoid all restocking fees. As long as you hold a store credit with us, we're not going to charge you any restocking fee. You can use it towards a future purchase. It never expires. You know, we'll send you actually a credit memo via email. You can print it out. You're going to have your own copy with a number and everything on it. It's a pretty streamlined, pretty professional procedure at this point. What am I missing, Jane?
Scorpion helmets and the Held gloves.
That's right. The Held Phantom gloves, the benchmark in road racing gauntlet gloves, obviously $279.95. They're fairly expensive. What we like to do for those gloves is kind of a new policy. With those gloves, we're putting a return label in the box for your convenience. If you get the gloves and you're like, geez, Louise, I need to send these back, I want to exchange them, you need to call, get your RA number. You can use the shipping label we put in the box for you, okay? It's going to cost you nothing. They come back to us. Jane gets the other size ready to rock and roll. We're going to ship them out to you one time for free. So it's going to come back and forth one time for free. That is one of the only exceptions at this point.
One time.
One time. The Scorpion helmets for any of the brand new, current, not discontinued, not closed out Scorpion helmets, we're going to give you a one-time exchange shipping from us to you. You would pay to send it back to us. We will pay to send it back out to you. That's kind of a nice little, little feature there.
Very nice.
For sure. Okay, those are really the only two exceptions to the rules. You know, 30 days. You know, we'd like to see your returns here within 30 days. It's very important to do that for us to manage the inventory levels properly. Have to have an RA number on the outside of the box. That's key because this is high volume. A lot of packages in, a lot of packages out. Please take the RA number you get from Jane, put it clearly on the outside of the box. A couple of locations is a beautiful thing because when it comes in a sea of hundreds of packages, if it's not clearly marked, it's going to slow the whole thing down.
Yes, it will.
It's going to slow the whole thing down, so just get a nice big marker, write it on the outside. It's going to make it easier for everyone involved. You know, I'd say that really pretty much covers that.
I think you covered it all.
Now what we've done here, you know, there's a lot of different ways to do this, to facilitate a return or exchange. You know, I could put on the site, you know, a form that you could download, fill out, and then, you know, we can go in and have a look at it. That's great, but it's very impersonal. You could send an email requesting a return number. We've experimented with that. and I think it just loses the personal touch. So what we've done is Jane is dedicated wholly to this. This is her task every day. She has a direct extension. Its number is
205
205 for Jane. And
503 for turns and exchanges, though.
either one of those extensions is going to take you straight to Jane, so feel free to use either one. What we like to do is when she is working on a return or an exchange, we like her to finish each transaction before she moves on to the next. What that means for you is she's going to get it right the first time, right? Because you can focus, you can start, you can finish. It's a beautiful thing. When you leave in the middle of something, it's way easy to forget where you were at, especially when the phone rings as much as it does here. You go, if you don't go back, it just gets lost. Literally in the sea, it's lost. So, if you call and you get her voicemail, you have my personal promise.
And my promise.
You're going to get a phone call back in a very timely manner. The hours of operation for our return and exchange department are going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. Understand, please, Saturday is a very high volume time for us in the showroom because the folks aren't working. Also, sometimes you might be at the racetrack, you know, doing some riding yourself. So Saturdays, it's kind of a hit or miss thing, okay, whether she's going to be here or not. Leave a message. That is her first thing when she comes in on Monday morning. She pushes the button, grabs the notepad,
Yeah.
and starts writing, because sometimes there will be a few for you to work on, okay? The point is, leave a message. It makes the system very, very efficient. She will call you back. You have both of our promises. If she doesn't get back with you, for whatever the reason may be, my extension is 201. My name's Brian. I'm the president. I'll be happy to assist you as well, if that's what it's going to take. We want you to be happy. We want this to be a very seamless transaction for you. By offering this personal service, the phone call service versus the nameless, the faceless email service, what we can do is we can begin and finish the whole transaction with one simple phone call. Let's say, for example, you've ordered a pair of Alpine Star SP1 gloves. You get them, you've looked at them, you've seen the video and stuff on the site and the picture, and you thought they were going to fit the bill, and you know what, you decided you just want to go for the GP Pros you've been drooling over for 6 months instead, and you want to exchange. It happens. I
Yes,
mean,
it does.
we change our mind all the time. You call, either you get Jane or you leave her a message. She'll get back with you. You guys will get in touch. You talk about what you want to do. Jane, I'd like to switch this other glove. It's going to cost you a couple of bucks more. You already know that going into it. It's going to be a little shipping. You knew that too. This is what Jane can do for you. You say, I want the large GP Pro blacks. Jane's going to check our inventory. We keep a lot here, but we can't always keep it here. You know, if we don't have it, she's going to check distributor level. If the distributor doesn't have it, she's going to be able to give you a back order date. And then you might go, well, how about the red ones? Those would work too. Once again, she's going to go through all the steps. So that way you're going to know when that phone call is terminated, what's happening, where are the gloves, how long it's going to take, so on and so forth. If she needs to order something, the order is going to get placed right then and there. If there's some payment due from you, Jane is going to request the payment information right then and there. So this thing is literally, it hits autopilot.
Yep.
As soon as you're done with that sales order and that PO, done.
Done.
Their package comes in, it has a number on it. Jane walks out, checks her daily receiving, goes against the numbers that are stored in the computer, bada boom, bada bing. It's a home run. It's very seamless. We think this is going to be very efficient. At the end of the day, you're going to be served much better with the phone call than you ever will the email. We are confident in this. If you guys notice, we just kind of do things our own way here. You know, we don't want to be the Walmart. Yeah, we're big. Yeah, we do a lot of business. That's great, but it doesn't mean that we can't take care of you on a personal level. So there you have it. Returns and exchanges, the Sport Bike Track your way.